It is day 3 of Mirror Now's campaign, and let's go across to my colleague Ishika, who's with us on the broadcast. Ishika, we just heard some Delhi residents. They are, of course, saying that they are feeling harassed over how things are being implemented in Delhi and how their vehicles are being impounded without any prior notice. I would request you also to get some more voices from the ground.
Well, yes, Ashna, and that is why Mirror Now, in fact, picked up this campaign because so many citizens on the ground are suffering. Now, they say, that in fact, the drive that was started by the Transport Department of Delhi government this very year, where in fact, the old cars, 10-year plus diesel cars and 15-year plus petrol cars, they have not just been deregistered, but also being towed away by the government officials. Now, the major problem that these people are facing, that they are not even being given a prior notice. So I have few people with me, who have, faced the same issue. I'll go across to them. Sir, first I want to know from you, was your car also towed away by the, department officials without any prior notice?
Yes, there was no notice, and there was only one paper given that had a few bit of details. And while I was at work, and this happened around 1.5 months ago. And since then, I've been struggling to get a hold of the government officials. I've met a couple of IAS people that have been directly involved with the project. But then again, there's only one thing that people are telling that now nothing cannot be done and nothing can be done, and then yeah, that would be it.
So basically, you're telling that you were at the work when this thing was done,
Yes.
and no notification was given to you.
The people would apparently the people came. They broke in the locks. They took whatever stuff there was in the car. They sent it to our homes, and then they took away the car. And since then, there have been very little communication about what is going to happen. How can you recover your car, or is there a way to, get, so they claim to be sending out compensations, but I don't think even that's working because the scrapper's number, you call it 100 times and they don't pick up.
So, sir, the government says that they are doing this to reduce the pollution levels. And you and me, we live in Delhi. We know it's a major problem.
Yes, I do.
But certainly the way that they are implementing this, do you think that there could have been, better ways to implement it so that the, citizens are not harassed?
Of course, there are better ways to implement it. Firstly, if a car is passing all the emissions and fitness tests and norms, why should not they be allowed to run? Secondly, more importantly, government and Supreme Court, they have not issued any direct narrative or direct orders on CNG-based cars. And in fact, my car was a CNG. It was codependent on petrol, but it was CNG car. There is no specific order which says that even CNG cars are not allowed to, because CNG is a relatively environment-friendly, fuel. Yeah. So yeah, we are waiting for it. I've been following up with Mr. Shehzad Alam. He's the IAS and the special commissioner who is carrying on this project. He's been considerate enough, but I'm as far as helping with the car is concerned, I don't think no one.
What is the message, that you want to give to the government regarding this drive?
I would ask the government to please, to kindly be considerate. Maybe if a car has passed all its fitness tests and is emission free or within the norms of emission, I'm sure the government should be considerate enough to let these people have the cars back. I'm asking this because. If you see a lot of army vehicles, with all due respect, army vehicles, a lot of government vehicles that are gypsies. Now, gypsies are over since the production itself of gypsies have been over since last 10, 15 years, and they're still on roads. And those are government vehicles. If the pollution is such a big concern, which it is, they should not be allowed to run on the roads anywhere. A couple of days ago, I saw the refueling car, the tank refueling water vehicle from Delhi government. I'm pretty sure that it was more than 10 to 15. It was at least 20 years old, looking at the condition. If those government vehicles are running, private cars should also be allowed to run.
Ashna, the voices that we are getting here from the ground, the people are saying if really, the government thinks that this is the only way to reduce pollution, then why extend the government cars or, be it the other government department cars, and why the impact should only be on the common person here. So the Aam Aadmi here in Delhi is suffering, and they are urging the government to think of some other solution, some other better way to implement it so that they are not harassed. Over to you.
Absolutely, Ishika. Many thanks for joining us with all those details and also bringing us those voices from the ground, Ishika and Shreya. And we spoke to Delhi NCR residents from Mayur Vihar locality who fell victim to the open tyranny by the government. They shared their ordeal, saying they were not even given the permission to take out belongings from their cars. Let's listen in to how the transport department officials are treating people.
You said your cars have been taken away without any notice. So I want to know more about what happened.
Well, actually, the whole episode landed to me like a brain damage. It was such a disaster to me because it was not been informed in time. I mean, we were not aware of it, something like going to happen. And suddenly, the bunch of people, they just attack. I tell you, it was a real attack on the cars, and they just jumped on my car and start locking it up and wrapping up with the rope. And before I ask anything, they said, your RW has already been informed, but we have not received any kind of notification for that. And in front of me, I mean, they took away my peace of heart. Yeah, it is that emotional.
The Supreme Court have said that cars older than 10 and 15 years can't ply on the road. But they have never said that, the government can enter people's houses and this is a residence and this parking is in the heart of the residence and take it.
You can see that from this pocket only 7 to 8 cars have been lifted. Number one, ladies were crying, children were crying. They never heard. When anybody tried to raise, they came with the bouncers. So
people were also threatened.
So in this kind of scenario, this is the capital of the country. So now you can imagine if in the capital of the country this can happen, it can happen anywhere.
Sir, I will come back to you, but sir, quickly I will also go to you. I want to ask you, do you think that the government is crossing a line here? Because I understand what the Supreme Court have said in the 2018 order, and this law is in place to curb the pollution of Delhi, and people who lives in Delhi can swear by the pollution level we have here. But again, the Supreme Court never said that how to implement the law. It never said that you can go to people's houses and take away their vehicles. So what is your opinion on that?
Yeah, see, I'll like to touch upon 2-3 things. My name is Rajesh Kumar Dokwal. I am a retired banker. See, I owned a diesel car, which was, around 10 years old. I had bought it for 8.5 lakhs. I had to perforce sell it for about 70,000 rupees because it was becoming 10 years old. And you know what was the mileage on the mileometer? 60,000 kilometers. Only 60,000 kilometers run. How can a car which is fitted with a BS4 engine pollute? That is the one question which perhaps has not been addressed by the powers that be. See, on the one hand, the customer was asked to pay much more for BS4, BS5, BS6 engines, when those engines were supposed to pollute much less than what it was the older cars were doing. What is the intelligence, what is the rationale for bringing in this law that any car which is 10 years old, even personal vehicles, maybe commercial vehicles one can understand, but personal vehicles used by anybody, even if it is 2 lakh kilometers, it will not pollute because it is fitted with a BS4, BS5, BS6 engine. So this policy is, I do not know what is happening. All the entire episode looks like a big joke.
Sir, I understand that you're raising questions on the justification of the law to exist on the first hand, but also, sir, I would like to, ask you, see, even if Supreme Court have come out with this order in 2018, we understand, but they have never mentioned that government can go to people's houses and take away their car without serving a notice. So do you think that on the government side also to implement a law like this is an harassment to the people of the country?
That is another episode of an abject, violation of the human rights, of the law of the property of the people. Nobody can, snatch away a property from me just because, because of some law. It cannot be plied on the road. But the question is, it was not plying on the road. It was being parked in a garage. So my property, if it is parked in a garage, how can somebody come and just pick it up just like that? And that too, very selective. It is not that, they have taken away or picked up all the cars in Delhi, which are, diesel ones more than 10 years old or petrol ones more than 15 years old. So who is doing this pick and choose is also another question. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, I would come to you, sir. So, with the same question, first of all, do you think that this is the harassment of the people? And do you think that the government can do better? Is this the proper way to implement our law, just so forcibly on people?
The government can do if the vehicle is roadworthy and non-polluting. Government should give at least 5 years extension to that vehicle, number one. Number two, it is not good to pick up the vehicle from the resident. As per order, the vehicles, those who are plying on road, that will be confiscated. If it is parked at any place, they should not pick up. The owner may sell it outside NCR. He is free to do it. Then he can earn more money instead of this scrap money. So, government should review this law in totality. Thanks.
So I would come to you with another question, In 2023, we have this debate that will AI take over human beings? So that rings a bell in our mind that how technologically we have advanced. So do you think that if the government have given the people a chance, if the people were given a prior notice, then maybe in this, in today's world when there is so much of technological advancement, they could have transformed their cars to an e-car or something like that?
Look, transforming into a different format is a different issue, but thing is that which car is already doing well. Look, I was very, very particular with the car servicing. It was not political. We should give a health certificate, health check. I mean, converting into why another cost head on us when we are already maintaining our car so well. Give us a health check. If it is not working, I am ready to give my car to scrap. But when it is working fine, and you just snatch away like this without any prior notice, so I don't think so. I mean, giving a health checkup is the right solution.